Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today episode I'm going to talk about another uh, Microsoft security product, which is Microsoft Cloud App Security. So as you can see in the picture, I have put a crown. The reason behind that one is uh, year 2019 and as of October, Microsoft Cloud App Security products still stand in the leading on the Gartner report as a CASB solution. So that's a great news. So being said that one, let's try to figure it out. What is Cloud App Security and then what's the architecture about that one. So mainly Microsoft Cloud App Security, or we call it in the technical industry word is CASB. CASB solution is a appliance or a software solution which sits in between your on-premise and cloud environment and keep on monitoring the traffic going up and down, and then based on that data capturing, then we can apply policies or security measures. Over the time period, actually more and more solutions are being integrated to become the CASB more kind of like a security based solution as well. So on this diagram, architecture diagram, very high level one, you can see the Cloud App Security connecting with the cloud apps via APIs. So Microsoft actually given the APIs to be connected with the cloud apps to get more insight from those applications. And then from the on-premise environment, we can connect it with the on-premise firewall devices to capture the logs, and then by analyzing those logs, Cloud App Security or CASB can give an insight about what kind of applications or maybe about the devices details, and then the IP address users behavior can be given. The good thing is for the on-premise firewalls, if we found we want to do certain activity like lock in an application, that particular commands can be converted into a script and then give it back to the on-premise security engineer to apply it onto the particular firewall. And especially because of this current epidemic situation, we know a lot of users are working from home. In that case, combining or maybe gathering the logs from the local office firewall will not going to be much of helpful because users are out there in home. So in that case, like you can see, there's a word called WATP. So Windows Advanced Threat Protection Integration will come to the picture with Cloud App Security. By having this particular integration, regardless of the user's location, we will be able to capture the data from those endpoint devices and then give a vicinity for the security engineer about the idea about what kind of application cloud apps being used by the end users, and then how they access the Office 360 environment and then the cloud hosted applications. Now being said that, once you identified or we call the discovery, then only you will be able to come up with the idea what you want to do. So when it comes to what you want to do, the top user cases on CASB can be categorized into three sections. One thing is, after discovering, you will be able to determine, okay, what are the application I want to unsanction or block for your organization. So you can see in the picture there are a couple of applications mentioned like that, because not this application be bad, maybe those are not required for the organizational function. And then you have the organization approved applications, or we call sanction apps. So those applications also can be given access to the users based on their location or based on the device they are accessing. That is what you saw in the previous presentation called conditional access policies. And then the third one, which is the most important one of the aspect about the security. So there are a lot of security challenges comes when you go into the cloud. It's a new method of handling these issues. So those lurking issues which is inside the cloud environment need to be handled in such a new way. So this is where the Cloud App Security comes to the picture again, helping you to identify those threats and take the necessary actions. So why Microsoft actually become number one on CASB? It's because of the complete ecosystem of integration, uniquely integrated solution for the CASB to give more powerfulness for the solution. So what are those integrations? You can see we have the threat signaling. So threat signal of Microsoft Intelligent Security Graph, which will give you more insight about the threats lurking in the outside world. And then we have the Microsoft Security Score, to give you identify your workloads and the security threats onto those applications. So you can take actions based on that once this insight is given to the CASB. Then your IIS workload, which is can be hosted on Azure, AWS, or maybe in on-premise. As long as we have the Azure Security Center agent installed, we would be able to get those insight about the security posture and then pump it to the CASB. Then for the endpoint devices point of view, we have the Microsoft Intune from the endpoint management point of view. So that will also pump up the information to the CASB. Once we discover about those information about the cloud application and where your data are located, then you wanted to come up with the control or security appliance. So one of the solution is DLP solution is Microsoft Azure Information Protection, which is a very powerful solution. Regardless of the location, your security will travel for the documents. So AIP will be also can be integrated to identify where these documents been accessed, or maybe you want to block these document access by unsecure locations. Then of course Microsoft's biggest approach was security has to be evolved around the identity, because identity become one of the most important factor. So because of that, we wanted to understand Microsoft Azure AD. So identity and access management information will be integrated to CASB. And then one of the important factor with the CASB how security work is conditional access policies, where as I mentioned a couple of times, based on the user's location, maybe, and then the device health status, we can decide what we really want the end user to be accessed, whether we give the full access to the application or partial access to the application, or even completely block it. So it's a very powerful combination of conditional access policies along with CASB. And then finally, as I mentioned, the Defender, Microsoft Defender. This is not your typical antivirus solution. This has been grown more than that. So maybe in another chapter, I'll talk about the Microsoft Defender ATP in detail. But the idea behind that one, because now once the Defender ATP tightly integrated with CASB, we can get end user machines details in a very, very detailed manner. So I'll try to show in those capabilities in coming videos in a detailed way. So these are because of this solution integration with CASB, CASB is given much more powerful vicinity and then option for you to control. That's why actually CASB stands number one in the Gartner report. So being said that, let's try to browse the CASB portal and try to understand the components. So if I move ahead with the CASB portal, this is a live environment of our office environment where I work. So basically important categorization is the dashboard, what you see right now. Discovery, which is again by discovering one you will be able to get more information. And then we have the Then we have the investigation section. Then we have the investigation and then the control, and finally the alerts. So these are the key components on CASB solution. And the important thing is CASB will not function if we don't have any integration, or if there's any way we can get have connectors or APIs connected to this location to get information. Data has to be flown in. So for that one, if I go to settings, one way we can actually integrate by getting more data from various endpoints. One is actually Azure ATP, Advanced Threat Protection, which I mentioned earlier. So thanks to that, because we have integrated with Defender ATP, we will be able to, here the Microsoft Defender ATP integration, we can get the endpoint details. And then by integrating with Azure ATP, we will be able to get the on-premise Active Directory details as well as login information. So those are a couple of places for you to understand how we can have connectors in order to gather more information. And then if I go to the app connectors, here you will be able to see in my environment we have connected to the Office 365, Exchange Online, Microsoft Azure platform. As I mentioned, of course, there will be other integrations can be carried out as well. So you can see apart from that we have Box. Unfortunately, the connector is not being connected properly because this has been expired. But being said that, we have the other cloud platform integration as well. As you can see, the AWS is there. Then you can connect it to the Google Cloud, G Suite, Salesforce, so on and so forth. There are other application can be accessed. So that's one way about the cloud application integration. If I go to settings back, just to show one more thing, I talk about the firewall logs integration. This is where if I go to the continuous report, if I go to automatic log upload, there you will be able to see we can integrate with other firewall logs as well. Right now, thanks to the Windows 10 ATP integration, you can see Windows 10 endpoint users data will be integrated. Apart from that, if I go to add data sources, you will be able to add the logs from various vendors, firewall vendors logs. If not, you can upload generic log format or custom log format as well in order to analyze the on-premise environment. But as I said, so because of Windows ATP integration, Windows 10 ATP integration, now we are able to directly get the information from Windows 10 endpoints. So that's how the endpoint integration will happen to the Kaspi. Without that, we would be not able to show anything for you. So based on that integration, what you see on the dashboard right now, what are the alerts based on the policies we have configured, who are the users who has carried out the suspicious activities, how many cloud applications connected, and so on and so forth. Like apart from that, because of thanks to the Azure Security Center integration and the Azure integration, we will be able to see what the Azure workload recommendations, and then these are the DLP. So this dashboard is compared with the previous one has been slightly changed. Now taking quickly on to the Discover, this is where the magic really happens. So if I go to Cloud App Discovery dashboard, as I said, we are getting this from the Defender ATP Windows 10 endpoint users, and this is a continuous report. So we are looking at the last 30 days, so you can go up to last maximum 90 days. So in this section, you will be able to find all the cloud apps being utilized by or accessed by our users. It's 45 users in our organization, geographically in different locations. So all those information, which is very, very important. And then the once you categorize them or maybe combine them together, what is the security score and health status, what are the cloud applications being accessed by our organization, geographical location from where they have access. This particular dashboard is really, really useful if your organization find out suspectable access from unknown locations. So being said that, this is a live dashboard, you can click and then you will be able to go deeply onto that, investigate that particular user login. If I go to discovered apps, so as I said, the Microsoft by default, if I go to Cloud App Catalog, is supporting more than 16,000 I mentioned. So exact figure is 16,443. By the time you watch this video, it might got increased as well. So what Microsoft do is they scan those cloud application, compare with more than 80 compliance rules and try to figure it out how secure this application, and then try to give the secure score. So coming back to my discovery in my environment, if I go to discovered apps, and if I try to find out who are the apps which is having risky, so if I let's say give the security figure of less than 3, 0 to 3, what are the applications? So you can see there are a couple of applications like that. Now you can see there's a one application we have unsanctioned. So if I try to open the web browser, let's say I'll go for a new in private window and type CloudFuse. Let's see what's going to happen. So cloudfuse.com. So you can see this particular website is being blocked. That's because we have one important integration with Defender ATP. I'll demo that one. So same result will be if we try to check with Chrome. But since Chrome is not an enlightened app from Microsoft point of view, we don't get much details apart from saying it's an unsupported protocol. Likewise, the message is not very clear. But how this happen? How this magic happen? It's thanks to only one click. If I go to settings back and then go to Microsoft Defender ATP, one tick called block unsanctioned apps. So whatever the apps we block from the cloud apps we discover, that particular blocking command and the settings will be actually being pushed over to the Windows 10 machines thanks to the ATP integrations. So today that's very high level what I really wanted to carry out on this introduction video on the Microsoft Cloud App Security. On subsequent videos, I'll talk about how Cloud App Security can be fine-tuned onto nitty-gritty level to make a maximum benefit for the organization. Thanks for watching the video.